So after 25 years, I feel like we're all part of the same family, so I thought I'd start off with some family news. I now have 3 grandchildren. Nothing like having grandchildren to help you to think about the future and also about the past. And after being here for 25 years, I'm also thinking about my legacy. But not just my legacy, I'm thinking about our legacy as a community. The year started off with a trip to Israel. I went to Israel because there was a conflict that was taking place, because Israel was being hit by missiles from Gaza, because it seemed to me that when Israel's in trouble that they need to know that they're not alone. By the end of the year, we saw the reverse happening. We were in trouble. We were under attack. We felt threatened. And out of that came an incredible response from our partners in Israel. They wanted to be with us. They cared about us. People from the Israel Trauma Coalition volunteered to come to Boston to work with our community, not just the Jewish community. So what's the legacy that Israel provides for us? It's a sense of a deep connection to our past and also an incredible connection to our future. This year represented that in so many different ways. We were concerned about our campuses. We were concerned that our kids were facing anti-Israel propaganda and anti-Semitism. We sent hundreds and hundreds of our college students to Israel through Birthright. And when they came back, we helped them to find a safe and secure place to be involved in Jewish life and Jewish community. They came back to campuses that were ready for them because of a program that we developed called IACT, which puts a full-time person on every campus to engage people, to make them feel part of the Jewish community. Probably one of the loudest messages in our history, in our heritage, in our Torah, is that we always have to remember what it was like to be a poor, vulnerable, and lonely slave in the land of Egypt. We need to reach out with caring to every person who is vulnerable in our community. And this year we reached out to a new grassroots organization, Yad Chesed, that is in business to take care of those people who are poor and in need and need help and are hungry or are losing their homes. We really can't be a true Jewish community in which we ignore those people who are most vulnerable, whether they're poor and hungry or elderly, or whether they're people with disabilities. This is a year that we also managed to include a brand new community. The Jewish Federation of the North Shore has been its own community for scores of years. It's had its own creativity, its own vision, its own sense of community, all of which were terribly important to the people of the North Shore. But it becomes more and more difficult to be a small federation in these times. And so we reached out to each other, the Jewish Federation of the North Shore and the combined Jewish philanthropies, to see what we could share and learn from each other. And at the end, we decided to merge and to become one federation. In this way, we believe that we can do more good for our brothers and sisters on the North Shore, and at the same time, learn and be more creative and be a better federation for our own people in the greater Boston area. So we started talking about legacy and about our children and grandchildren. So I want to thank you, leaders and donors and volunteers, for all you've done to help create a Jewish community that will be a source of pride to all of our children and grandchildren. Thank you so much for all you do to make Greater Boston into a model community, a community that will inspire generations to come.